I'm your host, Marie Polk, and we are on location here in Champaign at the I Hotel and Convention Center for the 6th Youth Literature Festival. I would like to open up this episode with an inspirational quote on literature, and what I'll do is throughout the program today, I'll share some other quotes with you. So for this morning, once you learn to read, you will forever be free. That's by Frederick Douglass, American abolitionist, editor, orator, author, statesman, and reformer. With me today is Beth Vredenberg. She is the Special Project Coordinator with the University of Illinois Center for Education and Small Urban Communities. Beth, please tell us more about your role at the university and how you became involved in this event.
Okay. Well, my job is basically to make everything happen. So I put together all the volunteers, I put together all the authors, but I also have a fantastic committee who helps me make a lot of the decisions. So that's pretty much my role. And I became involved in this. I was a student here before, and I learned a lot about children's literature, and I have my degree in education as well as in library science, and so when this position became available, I was hoping to be a part of it, and here I am.
Wow, you have a lot of experience. This is a fantastic event. But for audience members who don't know, tell them, what is the Youth Literature Festival?
Okay, well, the Youth Literature Festival is actually a 3-day event. 2 of the days are where our authors go out to community schools. We actually have 56 schools for this particular year, and they went out Thursday and Friday, and they did visits all throughout the communities. And then today is Community Day, and Community Day is where all the authors come together in one place, and the community gets to come and see presentations by all the authors. And we also have some literacy activities that are related, different kinds of crafts related to books and puppetry that they get to make and puppets that they get to see.
All right, so lots going on over the past 3 days. Tell us, why is it so important to have an event like this in the Champaign-Urbana community?
Actually, because we actually span past the Champaign-Urbana community, what I think is so important is that we're able to connect books and kids. And I just think that has been pretty much the goal of pretty much everything I've done for my education. So to be able to be a part of this event and make this happen for so many kids is just fabulous.
Okay, that is great news. That's absolutely great. Now, I did a little bit of research on this event, and I've actually done a walkthrough to get familiar with all the rooms and everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. Starting this morning, there are 10 rooms that are going to be bustling with activity.
Yes, absolutely. We have many authors giving different presentations at the same time, all kinds of panels going on, so yeah.
All right, so there's lots going on. With that in mind, there's also an event that's going to there's going to be a celebration for it at 10:15 this morning.
Right.
It's the 2012 writing competition or writing contest?
It's the writing contest.
Tell us about that.
Usually the writing contest happens every year or every other year, and it's basically for anyone in the surrounding community who would like to write a story, and then we have teachers who get to look at their stories and decide, how great those stories are, and then we get to have a celebration for that.
All right, so this writing contest actually is from kindergarten all the way up to the 5th grade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's original work that they're submitting.
Absolutely.
So an awesome opportunity to really tap into the imagination and creativity of children at a very, very young age.
Yes.
It really is something that inspired me to reach out to you.
Oh, fantastic.
To get a show for CU Mommy Connection for this. With that being said, one of my goals with the show is to make sure I connect families to resources. And we know that there are going to be some families who, for whatever reason, won't be able to make it out to this event.
Okay.
We hope to see them next year, but between now and then, what are some resources or tips that you can give them to help them tap into literacy in the home?
One of the things I would absolutely say, if at all possible, make it to your public library. That is a fantastic place to get resources. The children's librarians are fantastic. They can help you find the things that you're looking for. They are experts at doing programming for all ages, so that would be a fantastic place to go. We have many resources here. As well, the university is a great place to find resources that you're looking for. There's all kinds of programs. In fact, the center is a place where the Center for Small Urban Communities in the College of Ed is a place where you might be able to tap into a lot of the resources because all of our projects are out in the community and in the schools.
Okay. This event could not be possible without partners,
Yes,
volunteers, and sponsors.
that's absolutely true.
So are there any that you'd like to mention or give thanks to?
Actually, I just want to say thank you to all of the people because without their help, without their donations, this would not be possible. And I just want to say thank you to all those who did help.
All right. Are there any final words, closing remarks?
I just want to say come on out.
All right, Beth, thank you so much. I
right.
really do appreciate you taking the time to coordinate an event like this. It's something that we need. It's another resource that's a great resource for families. So thank you for your commitment and thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you.
The third biennial Youth Literature Festival. We are so pleased. Over the last 2 days, we have been we've been out in the schools and we've visited. We have 16 authors here with us today to celebrate, and we've been out in the schools. We visited 56 schools across 5 counties. So the poor authors have been very busy, but they're very, very excited about being here today and being here to share their books and to share their ideas. And so we're going to go ahead and get it kicked off. And we have a little bit of a program to start out with. I just wanted to let you know that this festival is being put on by the College of Education and the Center for Education in Small Urban Communities. We have a number of people that we want to just quickly thank for putting this all together. And one person who deserves a very big thank you is Beth Redenberg, who has been our coordinator, and she's been fabulous. So in this room, we'll have activities going on all day. We have music coming in at lunchtime, so feel free to sit and enjoy and sit around and just enjoy some nice music and all the activities. Also, all along the rooms, along the walls, you'll see that there are author presentations for different times during the day. We have volunteers everywhere, so ask us questions if you have any questions at all. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over actually to Dan, who's going to get us going on our program. So thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Ketting, and I'm an author, a storyteller, a musician, and just about anything that pay the bills. I'll even try carpentry, though I would really tell you not to hire me. My wife will even tell you not to hire me. But it's great to be here today. This is the 3rd time that I've been at the Youth Literature Festival. I've seen it grow, and I've seen all the happiness it can bring children, and all the awareness it can bring parents. So it's a wonderful event that we have here every other year here in Champaign at the College of Education really should be thanked over and over again for their commitment to it. I was one of the storytellers and one of the authors that went out and visited schools. And it's wonderful when you go out to visit the schools and you tell a story to the kids and then you see all the lights go on. Storytelling is so different. I was telling the children in the schools how I write. And I write from an outline, and the first draft of my story is the way I tell, with very little decoration, very few adverbs, adjectives, description, because what I want to do is let my audience see the story unfold in their imagination. And then when I write to be read, I go back and I take all the words that I've found and put them into the story, because I'm not there to lead you with my voice and my hands or my eyes. And so I write in 3 stages when I write a book. And what's really nice is when I write a book, I can then tell the stories that other people will read, so I still got my telling version. The kids were so wonderful at the schools, and they would ask such incredibly great questions. And you know, the first question almost every kid asks me, how old are you? And when I tell them I'm 29, they very seldom believe me. And that's not true either. I'm a storyteller, remember that. But some of the questions they ask me are just so wonderful, because they'll ask me things like, when you tell a true story, is it all true? And that means a lot. That a fairy tale is a fairy tale and a true story is a true story. I remember I was at one school many years ago, I was in high school, and the high school librarian said, do you do any stories of Robin Hood or King Arthur? I said, I do. She said, could you include one of those? And this was in November. And so I did a story of King Arthur, a story of Robin Hood, and then I did the rest of my program. And she called me on the phone a few days later, and she said, I never realized how much an impact storytelling can have on reading. She said, every single one of our King Arthur books and Robin Hood books are now on a waiting list that goes all the way to May. So you see, storytelling sparks imagination in many ways and makes the kids want to learn more and hear more. So it's a wonderful, wonderful partnership that storytelling and reading can have. And it's always fun. I know that there's several storytellers here today. Joseph Burchett is someone I've worked with in the past, a storyteller and author. And Janice Harrington, again, a wonderful storyteller and author. So there's lots of people here for you to listen to and take advantage of. And all you kids out there that want to write someday, talk to the authors, ask them questions, because they'd be really happy to help you and to answer anything you want. So be aware of it. Now, one thing, and this will, I'll just do this one little thing for you, and this will get you, I hope, to understand how important it is to take chances and to learn things. I was a young folk singer sitting on the steps of the Art Institute of Chicago. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, waiting for some friends and having a guitar case. And an elderly African-American gentleman walked up to me. You know, he had that gait of someone who at one time probably had been an athlete, a dancer, someone. But now he was kind of slow, he moved kind of slow, quite elderly. He pointed to my guitar case and he said, son, do you play the guitar? I said, I do. He said, would you like to play a song with me? And I was fine with that. My grandmother taught me to respect my elders. I said, sure. And I got over my guitar case, strummed it to make sure it was in tune. I turned to face the man, and he had taken out of his pocket 6 silver teaspoons. With them in one hand, and as I played the guitar, he started playing the spoons, putting out his arms across his chest, down his legs. He was amazing, playing rhythms I hadn't even thought of yet. And after a while, he stopped, I stopped, and he said the magic words. The magic words are, would you like me to teach you? And I said, oh yes. And he took a ratty old pair of stainless steel spoons out of his pocket and gave them to me. I still have those spoons. They're on a shelf in my office, in a bookcase. He said, you hold them like this. You put your thumb on top. You grab a spoon with 2 fingers, grab the other spoon upside down with the other 2 fingers, and you hold them in a very tight grip. I said, okay, I got it. This is what they tight. This is their tight. This is the real tight, the real tight. When you try this at home, moms and dads, grandmas, wrap some duct tape around the middle pair of teaspoons. That way they won't slip and they won't bite into the fingers. They've got a wonderful instrument. So he said, pinch yourself. I said, it's going to hurt. He said, no, air is back to the bowls. heart, this is my hand, this is my leg, this is my hand, this is my leg, this is the other side of my leg. Pretty soon, he stopped and said, how would you like to learn something interesting? I said, that'd be great. What is it? He said, rhythm. I had to play guitar that one. So, I'm going to stand over here so you can see a little bit. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. I have a very soft voice, so I hope you can hear me. So he said, hit your leg. Put your hand over it and bounce it from your leg to your hand. Well, it took me a while to just get this. And when I looked up, he was gone. Walked right in the crowd on Michigan Avenue. Never heard his name, never saw him again. But you see what I'm saying? When you get a chance to learn, you take the chance and you learn it. Whether you're a child, whether you're a teenager, whether you're an adult, whether you're an elder, there's always room inside us to learn. So always take that chance. Now, I've changed the spoon playing a little bit. I use wooden spoons, and I only use two because I've got big hands. This is more comfortable. Well, I'll show you a little bit of what I can do with the spoons, and then we'll get on to the rest of the program.
We're here in the Chancellor Ballroom at the 2012 Youth Literature Festival, and in this room all of the children have an opportunity to participate in various activities. There are many different sponsors and partners here, and basically the children can go from table to table and engage in all type of activities that promote literacy. Well, as promised, I'd like to share some inspirational quotes on literature, so I have another one to share with you today. And this one is, I want to be a creature that's half bee, half the letter B. That way, I can pollinate the world with my literacy. That's brought to us by Jarrett Kintz. He is an author. Let's go ahead and take an opportunity and find out more about some of the activities that are going on at the 2012 Youth Literature Festival. I'm here with Zoe. Please tell us exactly who you are, what you do, and how you became involved in this event.
Sure. I am a volunteer at the Center for Children's Books, which is a non-circulating library on the campus of University of Illinois, and we're located in the Library Science Building.
Okay.
And we have books ranging from 0 to 21 ages, and we get all sorts of new editorial proofs from the publishers, and we review them in the Center for Children's Books bulletin. And that talks about different awards that are given, and we give our own awards as well. And then we have a huge book sale in February, and we get to sell all of those books, and it's really fun. And I became involved. I am focusing on youth services as I'm trying to be a librarian. I'm in library science school right now.
Okay.
And so I became involved with the Center for Children's Books, and although they're non-circulating, it's open to the public. Anybody can come in, read a book. We have story times, and we have huge fairy tale sections and nonfiction and everything. And we do allow food, which is a big draw for people in a library. And I became involved in this. The Center for Children's Books was looking for volunteers to man the table.
Okay.
And I thought it was a really great cause, so I said yes.
Well, you've actually explained quite a bit. Some of our audience might not truly understand what a non-circulating library is, so can you tell us a little bit more about that?
A non-circulating library means you can't actually take the books out of the library, so that you can only read them in the center itself. But we've got great hours, and you can bring food and read out loud or read to yourself, and we have a whole bunch of books that you can choose from. So you can come in every day and read some of one book, or sit down all day and read a book, just one.
Okay, so tell us more about the hours.
Okay, our hours are in here. It's our little informational packet.
Okay.
And our hours they vary from day to day because a lot of it's run by students.
Okay.
There is a manager for the Center for Children's Books, and she also runs the bulletin, which is our publication. And the people who actually run the desk and do the day-to-day, they are also library science students. They are graduate assistants, and they come in when they're not in class, and they work and they do everything in there, and it's really fantastic. And then they also have volunteers like myself, and we come in and help keep the books in order and make sure that everything's running smoothly.
Okay, 2 final questions for you.
Sure.
One is, this is the 2012 Youth Literature Festival.
Yes.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book was not published in 2012. It was published in the 50s. It's The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Juster, and it is a really fantastic book full of wordplay and fantastic drawings. It's the story of Milo, a boy who is very bored with his life, and he goes on this very wonderful adventure with a dog named Talk, who is a watchdog, and a humbug, and they go and they vanquish the demons and they rescue the princesses, but it's more than just a fairy tale. It's a fantastic novel. So that's my favorite book.
All right, and the final question is, if there are families out in the community who want to learn more about your organization, where would they go?
They can find the Center for Children's Books online. It's part of the University of Illinois, so if you go to ccb.lis.illinois.edu, which is kind of long, but you can find it here. There's all sorts of information about our events and how to get in touch with us, where we are, what our hours are. It's all online.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I think this is just a fabulous event to have in the community. Literacy just touches on so many different levels, and it's really good to see you inspired to do something like this, because every little thing that you do, it really does touch on the youth that are coming up. So,
I certainly hope so.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
With that, we are going to wrap up the very first episode of the 2012 Youth Literature Festival. Remember, this is the Community Celebration Day. And with that, I'm going to leave you with one final quote before we close out this episode. And it is, "You may have tangible wealth untold, caskets of jewels, coffers of gold. Richer than I, you can never be. I had a mother who read to me." That's from Strickland Gillian, He was an American poet and humorist. He was most famous for the poem, The Reading Mother, which remains a common sentiment on Mother's Day. He is recognized as the author of Lines on the Antiquity of Microbes, said to be the shortest poem ever. This is Marie Polk with See You Mommy Connection, on location at the Hotel and Convention Center for the Youth Literature Festival Community Celebration Day. Remember to join us right here every Sunday evening at 8:30 p.m. on UPTV Cable Channel 6. Good night and God bless.